Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jojo Palacio, and on this channel, we talk about all things beauty. Today we are doing this edgy Christmas look. I am obsessed with it. So it is simpler than it looks, which is why I love it. Just because I myself was going through Pinterest and I was like, okay, I want to do something different this Christmas season. I don't want to just do glitter. I don't want to just do a smoky eye. I don't want to just do a simple red lip. Like, what can I do? And I was scrolling through all these pictures and I found this look right here. So it was inspired by a picture on Pinterest. However, I added a few things of my own to kind of just change it up. The nice thing is that these are all drugstore products, or if they are higher end, they're on the more affordable end of the spectrum, but this look is just amazing. I hope that you guys are looking forward to it. Before we get started on this video, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I have a goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers. I want to do it by 2021, and I know that we are 2 weeks away. The year is almost over, but I know that we can do it. You guys have given me so much growth so far this year. I believe in us. I believe in you. And yeah, so subscribe. I post Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, every single week, new videos on content about all things beauty, from skincare to makeup to hacks to shopping tips. It's all on this channel. And that's it. Let's get into this tutorial. I hope that you guys like it. This is definitely an edgy Christmas look, which is what I'm gonna call this. What do you guys think? Hi guys, so let's get started with zoomed in moment for the eyes. I'm super excited for this look just because it was simple. It's edgy, but Christmas appropriate and quick and easy enough for you guys to do, but still get, you know, center of attention. How did you do that moment? So let's get started with the eye primer. We are using this guy today. This is the P. Louise Eye Base. I like to use it in the shade 0.5 Rumor. It's quite a light shade, but it does what I want it to do, which is neutralize the lid and even out any type of color discoloration. Awesome. So once you're finished with that step, the next thing we're going to do is set the eye base. And for today, we are using the NYX Highlight and Contour palette as our eyeshadow. If you have any type of contouring highlighting palette, I would absolutely use that. The shades are appropriate, they're subtle enough, but yet they're there. So what I'm gonna do is use a nice cream, peachy, pinky tone, similar to your skin tone, to just set this eye base. And what I like to do is just pat that on, making sure I cover the entire eyelid with this powder. Once that is done, we're gonna go into the bronzing shade in this palette, which I'll show you so you can use something similar. That's this guy right here. I like to use this shade to give me a little wash behind the wing. That's all that we're gonna do for this eyeshadow look, is we are going to just give ourselves a wash of color in the crease, and the wing is gonna be the main focus. So I'm taking a Makeup Shack T4 brush. This is what this guy looks like here. Nice fluffy brush, and we are just going to work that into the crease area. I was using large circular motions, and then I was just blending that up towards a hairline out in the outer corner. Now, even though you're doing a wing, don't forget this outer corner here. It's very important that you complete the look, even though the wing is the focus, just because detail is important. All right, guys, so now we can go on to the lid. And for the lid, I'm using the same Highlight and Contour palette by NYX. I'm just gonna take this shimmer shade, which is considered like their highlighting shade. This is like a light, dusty shimmer. It's not anything super glittery, super bright, but it's just gonna give me a good wash on the lid to brighten it up a little bit after applying that bronzer. So I'm using swiping patting motions to get this onto the lid. And once that's on the lid where I want it, I'm gonna go back to that first brush we used, and we're just going to make sure that we clean up the edges so that we don't see too much of that white going up into the crease, and it's a nice blend like that. So we're keeping this look super simple, which means that we're already to the wing. This is a nice edgy wing. It's gonna be super easy. So what I need you to do is take your favorite red lipstick. Today we're gonna use this guy here. This is the NYX Slip Tease in the color Red Queen. Your favorite lipstick and your favorite eyeliner brush. I have been using this Lavish Fine Liner brush, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I really like this because it was very easy to maneuver. It was very easy for me to do my wing. And so at this point, what you're gonna do is gonna take your red lipstick and apply some to the brush, and we are going to edge out our wing. So the wing I did a little bit longer than what I'm used to, a little bit thicker, obviously because of the double wing. I would just suggest that you do it based off of your eye shape. So excuse me while we get this wing on. Now that the wing is on, I just want to stop for a minute and give you a tip. So the lashes that I'm using today are the Lily lashes in the style Mykonos, which are a very full lash. That band is a little thicker. So even though I know we're doing a double liner and your first thought is to do thin and thin so that we can get an equal amount of liner, just keep in mind that you still want to see the red through the lash. So make that one pretty thick, and then we can compensate the total thickness with managing the silver. So for the silver, I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics Eye Light in the shade BFF. It's this beautiful silver shade that just comes off so pretty on camera. Is it white? Is it frosty? Is it silver? Like, what is it? But we're gonna use that and a different liner brush. These are my two favorite brushes that I use for liner, which I'm glad that I have them, just because even when I do a liquid liner or a gel liner, which is my favorite form, it's the easiest way to put it on. So this is a Morphe M217. That's what this guy looks like here. So what I like to do is, again, just take this onto the brush itself and then work from there. All right, guys, so once we have our double wing moment going, we need to tightline. The black is gonna be very different against the red, like the black of the lash. And so what I like to do to prevent a lot of that from showing through is taking a black liner and tightlining, which is this like area that's right here. You see all that like fleshy space that's right there? So weird. That's what we're gonna tightline. So let's just do that for a minute. After tightlining, we're gonna take our mascara, which is the Dior Pump and Volume Mascara, and we're gonna coat a nice coat of mascara over the lashes. Awesome, and like I said before, we're taking the Lily lashes in the style Mykonos. You can feel free to use a less of a voluminous lash. I just like to use a nice full lash when the look is a little more simple. It really just glams up the look. All right, guys, we've got you zoomed out, but before I move on, I forgot. On the lids, just in the center, almost like a spotlight moment, I use this Anastasia X Norvina collection in the volume 3. There is this super pretty, shimmery, very Christmassy, glittery shade here. That guy I use in the center, just patted it on with a stiff flat brush to just create a little more festiveness going on back there. And then there is also this inner corner highlight that we're gonna use at the end. But the last thing I wanted to say in reference to the eyes is just give yourself a quick lash check to make sure that the band is nice and black and dark. If it isn't and you need to fix that in some way, the easiest way to do that is just to grab a black shadow so that way it is not shiny, and just pat that into the areas. It could be old glue, whatever, but just so that you know, you give yourself that professional edge. So let's move on to complexion. For complexion today, we are using a mixture of primers to prep the face. So I'm gonna take these guys right here. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock, and this is the Rare Beauty Primer. So the matte lock I like to use in the center of the face. I have combination skin, and what I find works best is if you apply this right into the center to make sure that you are addressing the oiliness, the pores. That way it won't transfer. I'm about to put on a mask because I have to go to work, and it's just really important that you prep your skin properly so that it lasts. Clients, when I go to do their makeup, always say, I just want it to last. And the key to that is the prep work. So the Rare Beauty is the illuminating primer. I love to use this primer on the outer perimeter. It is just such a pretty, glowy, dewy, radiant primer. And that's what I feel like a lot of the ads do during the holidays, is just give us very simple, beautiful though, eye makeup and just radiant, glowy looking skin. So I'm gonna take that primer and apply that all over the face just to give ourselves a cute, radiant glow. This is a base that we can work with. So for foundation, I'm also taking the Rare Beauty foundation. I have it in the shade 210N. The last time that I used this foundation, I used it very sheerly, very lightly, but I wanna go in and build it up a little more. So I'm gonna go in with my favorite foundation brush of all time. I actually have to replace this because I had to glue it back together. I've had this for years, and I'm gonna order 3 or 4 the next time that I do order it. This is the M439 brush. So part of this edgy look is just to make sure that you have flawless skin, keep the eyes the focus. And so the way that I like to do that is just to make sure that we're building up coverage and see what happens. I have not used this much of this foundation before, and I know that it's like a soft satin finish, so we will see. The color is perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just push that into the skin using my brush. We're just buffing this in. That built up really, really well. The only thing is I have a little friend here that decided to show up this morning, so I'm just gonna tap a little more of that on here. And then for the rest of my face, I'm pretty happy with the coverage. So let me just work this in. So I love to do a cream contour when it comes to glam moments, just because I feel like it photographs a lot better, especially with this edgy moment we have going on. We're gonna have lots of photography opportunities. So my favorite way to do that is by using a foundation stick. This is the Milk Makeup Flex Foundation Stick, and I use it in the shade Medium Tan. So what I like to do is just work that into the forehead. I like to work it into the cheekbone area, and then I will also put a little bit at the edge of my jaw, and we will start blending that out. The brush that I'm using to do that is a buffing angled brush. You'll notice that I like to use a lot of the buffing brushes because they keep the integrity of the coverage without messing up the formula. They work really, really well to just blend products into the skin and leave the product in the skin and not take it with it. So when it comes to this cheekbone area, you're gonna just blend up. So what I'm gonna do is take my Hank & Henry sponge, and I'm just gonna run that over all the areas on my face. Just press that in. And what this does for me is it really helps to just push everything into the skin. It absorbs any extra shine and glow that we don't need. So here's another tip that I will give you guys for concealer. So when I do a super illuminating moment, again, we will keep the primer matte. I will put powder in that area, but I'm also gonna keep the concealer more matte. So I'm gonna use the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer. I use it in 2 shades. So we're gonna color correct as well as highlight with these shades. I'm gonna use the shade Natural to help me color correct, and I like to place that right in the inner corner where there's a lot of redness, which is around the nose, and then sometimes I have some redness in the between the eyebrows, and that's where I'm gonna put it on the forehead. So this shade is our color correcting shade, which means we're gonna place it in the little triangle that's directly below the eyes. I'm gonna blend that area last, but I'm gonna start to work out the areas that are furthest away. So the nose, this just gives us coverage. It's not gonna bring anything forward. It's just gonna help us to hide any redness or any blues and purple tones that's under your eyes. This is a very important step if you're someone who has very dark under eye circles. So again, keep this very close to the under eye area in what I like to call the smaller triangle. So you are concealed. If you are happy with the way this looks, move on. I like to have a very highlighted under eye area, meaning that J-Lo glow moment. So I like to take a shade 2 to 3 shades lighter than the other shade. This is Vanilla. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put out this in the larger triangle, which is a little further out. I should show you guys a diagram, but the smaller triangle is directly under the eye, and then the larger triangle is that larger area there. I've used this technique for years, and I have zero way of explaining it other than that. So I'm just gonna add a little highlight moment to the areas that I wanna bring forward, and then I'm also gonna apply a little more into that inner corner just to reinforce, but also brighten. And this sponge, I forgot to mention, is a Hank & Henry sponge as well. It's just part of their duo set, which I love, so you get 2. All right guys, so now we are ready to powder the areas that we want to powder and set so that they don't move. Again, I don't want to lose the radiance and the glow, and so what I'm going to do is use my Jojo powder combination. I will have all of the powders that are in here combined down below. This is just my favorite mix of powders. Awesome, I like that. So we've set our center of the face, which is where I want to set. There's still a little bit of glow going on in the areas that I want. But you just want to be careful with foundations like these because again, it could get very slicky very quick. So the next thing we're going to do is move on to the rest of our complexion. I want to take a minute and set with this guy here. This is my absolute favorite powder. I actually hit pan the last time that I used it, and I'm a little upset about that, but you know, it's okay. I'm gonna use a nice fluffy brush just to distribute the powder evenly. This is the JH01. So this isn't even really about the color. This Charlotte Tilbury powder, the airbrush powder, is really more about the finish and just making sure that everything is blended and it's smooth looking. I absolutely love it. It's a very lightweight powder, appropriate for a lot of skin types and ages. So keep that in mind. Let's move on to our contour. We're gonna go back to this highlight and contour palette by NYX. I have to like hold it up because I dropped it the last time and it survived. It survived, people. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my Real Techniques contouring brush. This is a nice tip, like pointed brush. I'm gonna use my contour for this. I typically don't go in this hard on contour because I do it with the cream, but because I didn't this time, I'm gonna take this gray colored mixed with this one here, and we're just gonna toggle back and forth between both of those shades and build up our contour. So let's bronze up, and we're gonna use that same shade we use in the crease, which is this guy here, to bronze up. I'm just gonna take that and just dust that all over the forehead, making sure we're warming up. I kind of like to blend out the contour a little bit with this shade just to make sure that we didn't overdo it, which you can never overdo. Love it. So we're gonna sweep off any under eye powder if there is any. The reason I love that powder mix is because it really just absorbs into the skin and does what it needs to do, and then I have nothing left over literally, but I'm just gonna make sure that we're dusting everything off. I love it. All right, so moving on, we're just gonna finish off the under eye area, and we're gonna take that same bronze shade and we're just gonna sweep that underneath the lower lash line. I have this white BH Cosmetics Power Pencil and I'm gonna apply that in my lower lash line. Not that I need an excuse to use a white or a beige, but you know, we're gonna say it's the Christmas spirit. I'm gonna put some mascara on the lower lashes, just a light coat. All right guys, once we have our mascara on, we can do this inner corner moment. I wanna make it glittery and glowy, but not too much. So we're gonna go into this guy right here, which is that same palette we used to do the glitter on the lid. And I'm gonna take that icy white in the inner corner and just build it up. It's got like a pink reflect. It's gonna give me a base. It's not exactly what I want, because what I wanna do is take that same glitter and just put it in that inner corner. But be careful, don't get it in your eye. All right, so let's wrap this up. We need to do our highlight, which I'm gonna take this guy right here. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlight in the shade Precious Petals. Love this highlight moment for me. And I'm gonna take my M501 brush and we're just gonna build it up on the brush to where I can see it. And we're just going to load it up. Look at how pretty. Brow bone. All right guys, so you know the drill. I'm gonna do my brows off of camera. We'll do our lip color, which I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be red. And then my hair, and I'll be back to do an outro for you guys. All right guys, so this is the finished look. I went with a nice high pony moment. I think it's festive enough for the holidays. I just wanted something that was going to be quick and easy. There are a few little wefts of extensions in there, but that's okay. I realized that I didn't tell you guys the blush that I used, which was out of this BH Cosmetics Blushing in Bali palette. I used the shades Lychee and Coral to just kind of give me a pinched in the cheeks type of look, and then I used my favorite red combo this season. It is the NYX Slip Tease lipstick in Red Queen, and then the lip liner in Kitten Heels, which I love. Look at this lip, look at this look. Definitely have an edgy liner Christmas look, which is what we were going for today. I hope that you guys liked it. If you did like this tutorial, hit the thumbs up button, as well as comment down below and tell me what you thought of using a lipstick as a liner. Like, have you tried that? Is that not for you? What did you think of this look? If you tried it and it was easy, just let me know. Comment down below, guys. I love you, bless you. That is it for this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Check me out on Instagram if you haven't done that either. It's Jojo_Palacio, where we talk about all things beauty, guys. I will see you guys next time.